So, okay, I'll first one that we have to talk about is the Hammer selection over Reece Walsh, right?
Yep.
Um, I like it, and I think I think it's two things, maybe three. One, Walsh obviously isn't 100% health-wise, so that factors in. Two, Walsh's defense, it's too big a risk. So hammer that. And then three, ironically, I think it's a bet on Cameron Munster. Like I think it's kind of trusting that he's gonna create the spark so that we can afford to have a bit more safety in other positions and just like backing our fucking skipper to win the game for us. That's how I interpreted that selection. What about you?
100% agree. I have to say. So number one, like just can't go in like Origin, like like with just like an injury, like a well-known injury, because everyone knows about it. They can target him, yada yada, and Walsh gets smashed anyway. So on top of that, why put yourself in that position, right? Like why put yourself with a percentage of him going down, right? Like,
Mhm.
and that is and as a back as well, right?
Mm.
He's not a forward, so I think that's number one, very clear. And number two, and this is basically what Gus said in his podcast as well, which iterates your point of we don't need a Walsh like at this point. Like his time will come, of course, throughout his career where we do need him, but we do not need him in this game three in terms of um, our attack's not going to be the issue. We have to defend the Blues and stop their tries. Um, attack's not going to be the issue in terms of we've got the Munster, we've got Dearden, Hammer. Like we don't need Walsh to come in and do his like his do or die plays and like freaking like he's like long sideboards, pull it past to the center at close range. Like we don't need it because we're not the Broncos. Broncos need it, but Queensland don't need it for this game three.
Mm.
So I like the choice as well. I'm not gonna lie, like me being a Bronco,
Mm.
I don't want Walsh to play as well. I'm not gonna lie, but
Right, right.
I feel like if I wasn't a Bronco, I feel like oh yeah, just put like I'd be like just put him in because then you want him and Hammer in there. You know what I mean? So you just like just go all in on your attack, but
Yeah,
like knowing that like I am a Bronco, I'm like, and knowing that we actually have a somewhat half shot again this year, like
yeah,
we're
yeah,
sort of like
yeah.
outside chance, yeah.
Mm.
So I'm kind of like, I'm not gonna lie, there's that Bronco part of me, so I want to
Right, right.
give that disclaimer. But
Yeah,
yes,
no.
but overall, I agree with the decision.
Yeah, and well, for me, the whole Bronco side of it doesn't really factor in for me. But and obviously the another huge factor is the rise of Shibasaki for sure. Like, is it
Oh,
having that guy, having that
I don't
guy
know what that is, but he does it
in his current form and to
so
like
good.
defend in the centers would have been a difficult thing to ignore. And so like I think win or lose, I think Billy should keep his spot because I just like I've just generally liked the decisions he's made and he's not afraid to
100%.
make these
He's
hard.
not afraid. Yeah, he
Yeah.
just makes these calls. He goes, he makes like sensible risk taking decisions. They're not
Mm.
like crazy, like do or die. Like you know what, I'm on my last hand. I'm just gonna do all in. Like he doesn't like just do spray and pray. They're
Yeah.
like very calculated
Yeah.
risks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Exactly. Calculated risk and he's fucking he's ballsy. He makes the tough calls.
Yep.
Um, and uh, and obviously, like having Papa back is awesome. Like I think he's that big body that you needed to start the game. And as I said in our little group chat, the only tweak that I would make is having Carrigan on the starting side for me.
Which might happen.
Yeah,
Cooper
yeah.
Cronk thinks that's gonna happen.
Apparently,
Yeah. Yeah.
it might be a last minute thing, but I I like our chance as a outsider team. Like the typical fucking underdog team. I like our outsider chance.
I think $3 is way too. I think that's great odds. I honestly do. I think we're more like a 250. I honestly believe
No,
we're at
I don't think
250.
so.
No, no, no. I'm being serious. 250, like
Yeah,
$3.
yeah,
I don't think we're that much outside. I'm serious. I'm being like objective here. I don't
yeah,
think we're a $3 team. I think
yeah.
we're a 250 team.
And yeah, the series is like seriously there for fucking Nathan Cleary to win it. Like
Well, exactly.
it's fucking it's on the plate for him to fucking take it and get that fucking immortal spot
Yeah, get that
or
monkey off his back.
yeah, yeah, like
Yeah.
this is his way of becoming the ninth immortal or
Yeah,
like
yeah. Hey,
the
bro.
11th or whatever.
Yeah, like whenever. But hey,
Yeah,
what is like? But just your point on Billy the Kid, because
yeah,
I think he's done a great, exceptional job. Don't you reckon? Like, just the fact that this series is alive and like actual chance, like, it's not like we're going in game three where it's like no chance, like can't win. Like, it's not even that. The fact that we're going in with an outside chance, I think he's done exceptional. Like, we should really have no chance, right? We should really be like, oh man, it should be like Blues level of, like, how when we were killing it, like the way the teams are on paper, it should just be like nah. But like
mm,
Queensland he's just got this team to the point where people are like maybe
yeah, yeah.
people
Giving
are thinking
giving
maybe.
us an outside shot. It's for me. It's really the process. Like it's just the decision making that's shown throughout. Um, And yeah, dude, at the end of the day, we might fucking get flogged by 30.
Yeah,
But
no, of course.
yeah, just the fact that he's made these adjustments, as you said, very sensible, calculated risk taking and ballsy decisions, I think warrants him another year. Like even if we lose this,
100%.
yeah.
Yeah, 100%, and especially considering the difference on paper. And I
Mm.
just also want to add, obviously he smashed the first two series, right? So like 22, 23, 23, we just brained them. Like, game three, who gives a fuck? We smashed them, right? And then 2022 is the famous. Do you now remember the Ben Hunt thing? You said you didn't remember last time, but yeah,
No, no, yeah.
we
First
watching it
when we talked
together.
about it, I didn't remember, and then when I saw
Yeah, but
it, then I remembered.
you remember watching it at mine, yeah?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So like, man, that is epic game three, some called blah blah. But anyway, and then I think he got last year wrong in terms of game three. Not necessarily Billy, I suppose, but perhaps the coaching or whatever. But game three, we got it wrong. Game two, we got flogged. Yeah, like no problem. But game three, I don't know if you remember, that was like the 12-4 game or
Mm,
whatever. But like it was like two tries to one, but their second try came really late. So it's like really one try
mm,
to
mm, mm,
and then that try was in the 70th minute or whatever. But we just got that wrong. Like we
mm.
didn't use Walsh properly, yada yada. Like they had figured out Walsh,
Yeah.
they figured out yeah, all that sort of stuff. And
And that's
DC
that's a
had a
that's a
shocker.
series we had to win with Cleary out.
Yeah, correct,
Yeah.
correct. And then DCE was just the usual, and that's why I told you I wasn't a huge fan of like DCE. Like he scraped through in 22 and 23 because of such a good like the rest of the back line and stuff,
Mm,
like
mm,
particularly Munster.
mm,
But yeah, we just and Munster was out last year, according to
mm,
my
mm,
memory. Yeah,
mm,
so yeah, we just yeah, we got that one wrong, and then he
mm,
rectified it obviously after
mm,
we lost
mm,
game one comprehensively.
mm,
So I think he's made all the right calls. We just
mm,
didn't get the decider right last year, which is
mm,
fine. It's going to happen.
mm,
Um, and if he wins it,
mm.
which is as it very very possible. As I said, I'm actually quietly confident here, particularly because I'll
Okay.
tell you why. No,
I
particularly
think we've
because
done well with what we've got, but we're still like, heavy underdogs.
look, look, two worries I have. Like okay, like forwards. Obviously, if we get dominated, game over, roll by 30. Okay, like everyone knows is one scenario that can happen. Okay,
Yep.
so let's take that aside.
Mm,
So two facets worry me after that. Number one is Val Holmes. I really have not been confident. He's obviously a gun player. I love Val Holmes, but when I've been very shaky on him, like defense
okay.
wise. Like
Mm.
he
He's on
produces.
Lomax's side, or is he going to be on Tor's side?
He's gonna be. We don't know yet, but you would assume if he takes Hammer's spot, which is the right wing, he would be on
Top.
To'o's side.
Yep. Okay.
Yes, yeah. Um, Yeah, because you wouldn't want him on Lomax's side, right?
Mm,
Yeah, you want Coates on Lomax. Yeah, yeah.
mm,
He's been like he's always good for an error or two as well, like loose carry, like knock on, like from his own half, yada yada. Like he's done that a couple of times in Origin, yada yada. Obviously his kicking's been great and
mm,
stuff. Like,
mm,
he needs to be there, but yeah, definitely shaky. Like high ball could be 50. Like he worries me, Val.
mm, mm.
And number two is, mate. I hope the goat does well. Good him at Shibasaki. I hope he fucking brains it. Like Adam Mog story. But of course, conversely, it could be, mate. Could be a horrible night out, right? And that's happened before where you
No,
know
he'll be fine.
people have. Yeah, look,
He's the
I
type
tell you
of
what,
player
Val worries me
where
more.
he'll just have a solid game, man. Like, and he'll defend well, and that's all we need.
Yeah, look, I want him to kill. I hope he scores. Like he's been killing us. So if he just brings his club form in and treats like and kind of just doesn't overthink it and shit,
Yeah.
I think he'll be fine. Yeah, but so those are the worries for me.
Mm,
But apart from that, if we stay in it,
mm,
that's why I really like the hammer choice because the thing is you can only have one fullback. So like I love Reese, and he would be my sort of pick. But like having Hammer in there though, it does give you the opportunity to create to nab an opportunistic try,
mm,
and bro, that's worth its weight in gold in Origins. If
mm.
he gets one, fantastic. Like, what if he gets two, which is entirely possible. He basically did that on the weekend, right, in the Dolphins game. So when there's like a
What's his ball playing like?
nothing
When
crazy,
you
not
when
as good
like
as well.
this sort of second man, and then like 3 on 3, sort of he
No,
gets.
that's not his go-to.
Yeah, okay.
That's not his go-to. He's more the classic fullback dude. He's more
Yep,
the
yep.
yeah,
Lockyer,
yeah, yeah,
what do you call it, support play.
yeah, close support play, like just around the ruck and yada yada. But one good thing he does, again, what I said before. So if there's like a random loose ball, and then basically jacket defect, like if we can nab one of those,
Yep.
particularly like at a momentum shifting chance or like as a go ahead try or like to get two scores in front or whatever, like it really breaks the back. And then if we can get on with that, like I feel like Hammer's going to be a really key point in that factor.
Mm, mm, mm.
If he can nab even one of those and then another like easy support one, like, just someone makes a break and he's just there, can't catch him under the post, right? Like if we can grab two of those,
Mm,
worth its point in gold.
mm,
Mm,
mm.
that's my view on it.
It's
Interesting series, hey?
it's all a monster, mate.
Yeah.
It's all a
Yeah,
monster.
interesting game.
Yeah,
Interesting
it's
game,
all a
put it that
monster.
way.
This is his moment of immortality. We shall see.
Let's see. Yeah, let's
Yeah.
see. Let's see. Yeah, yeah. No, look, I tell you what, it's actually made Origin quite interesting. Like as I said earlier in the year, I'm much more invested in Broncos, but the way the Origin series has turned out has made it quite interesting, and the fact that there's been the most least Broncos like ever for a while
Mm.
has made it even more enjoy. Like I've been able to enjoy it much more. It's good.
Right, right. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
All right,
All right,
let's
mate.
leave
Just
it
got to
there.
cut off.